the run, you don't need to blitz. That gives you more flexibility with coverage on the back end.
Gilliam sneaks through, waiting for a reason to erupt. Blitz comes, Barham in pursuit, Keene gets rid of it. And was anybody there? Does get past the line of scrimmage. Was he outside of that tackle box as well? This team needs touchdowns and they need them quick. Here comes the rush. Barham in pursuit. Keene's got to get rid of it. Go up against this Michigan defense every day in practice. Fresno State getting that taste. Sherrod on the ground, picks up a yard and a half.
Makes it first down and goal at the 11. Ewers with the handoff. Michigan ready for him this time.
That's Branch in motion. Keep it on the ground. Joyner trying to find a hole. Got a yard. That's it. Clip away. They're hoping that won't be the case today, but right now it's the Trojans in command, as it was so much Michigan.
Marines with that loss to Texas changed a lot of things when they got back to work. Grosmer over the middle and incomplete. First down at the 37. Near side throw, nothing again. Wow. Barham just gobbling up the receiver.
Game. Illini with a bunch formation to the right. Altmaier back to pass. Here comes the rush. He's in trouble and down he goes. There's a flag on the play. Barham on the sack coming off the edge. Altmaier's going to take a snap from under center. Michigan crowding the center thinking QB sneak. Everybody jammed in tight. Altmaier will hand it off to McCray in the backfield, and he will come nowhere close. Jaishawn Barham with penetration, and they drop him for a 3-yard loss on fourth down. The Wolverine defense comes up big late in the first quarter, and Michigan will get the football back.
Jaishawn Barham came right in between the right guard and right tackle, almost unblocked. I'm not even sure what they were looking at. The Illinois offensive line trying to pinch everybody inside, and they just left him unblocked.
Illini lead it 3-0, clock running, 12:22 to go, first half. Altmaier back to pass, looking left. Here comes the rush, he's in trouble, and down he goes. The Michigan defense. Backfield, the run is still in play here. As a first down will stop the clock, but Altmaier, they're going to go delayed handoff to McCray, and he's going to battle forward. And I don't know if he got the first down. Gun. It's a tight end in motion. Back to pass. Wolverines bring an extra rusher. Altmaier bails out of there. His pass is tipped and incomplete.
Nice job by Jaishawn Barham. Late on the rush. He's the one that got the hand up to get the tip. And he's really come up big. He was the one with that 4th and 1 stop early in the first half.
Illinois goes 3 and out.
A catch. Inside Wolverine territory. Sprint handoff goes to Alante Brown.
And what you've seen starting with the Iowa game last week is that identity start to come into play.
Childs flushed out. Childs escapes and makes something out of nothing. Coming down the line and making the stop. Nice play was Jaishawn Barham.
Jaishawn Barham, he's coming off his best game of the season last week, and he's a guy that transferred in from Maryland. They had high hopes for him. They talked about him in the spring like he's a first-round talent and just hadn't been able to get that level of production going to start the year. But now here early in the game, that's a big play. Looks similar to how he did last week versus Illinois this game.
Great pursuit, nowhere to go. Barham right there to wrap up Lynch Adams.
Man, Barham starting last week, continuing this week. He's stringing together 2 really good games. Take a look at him right here. 6'3", 250 pounds, and he is a load to try to block. Lynch Adams, that's not a great sight to see when you see number 1 in your face right away.
Here comes a blitz.
Sidearm throw is incomplete, intended for Ferguson.
Jaishawn Barham that put the pressure on again. You know, watching tape for last week, he has really been coming on from that linebacker spot, getting in there, making plays. I think Rick Martindale, the defensive coordinator, has found something with Barham coming in there in that blitz look from the linebacker spot.
3rd and 12. Couldn't quite tuck that one in there. Zeke up a 15 to get it to the 18-yard line. Back in the red zone, looking for more. This one stopped nicely. Good job defensively by Jaishawn Barham. 2nd down and 8. Michigan looked like they were going to bring the blitz. They do on a delay. Throw to the sideline, back shoulders all the way to the coaching staff.
I'll tell you, Jaishawn Barham that time, again, with that linebacker blitz, he has been effective the last 5 games with this blitz from the linebacker position. Watch number 1 right here. Get in there and crease and get right into the face of Curtis Rourke. Runs right through the block, and you can feel it as you're throwing the ball. No way you can complete that one.
Not so much second half. Needs one here to stay on the field. 3rd and 11. Pocket collapsing again. Got away, but not in the end. Goes down, Jaishawn Barham.
Well, Mason Graham was in there from the outside. The running back did not get the edge at all. No one gets the edge to this side. I think it was Lawton. Did not get the clean block outside. That was a problem, and it collapsed.
Barham's a guy we highlighted on defense because the last few weeks seeing him play has been coming on strong.
Ball history. Pistol formation here. Following the tight end, hard to beat the edge of this Michigan football team. Jaishawn Barham, he can stick it. 6'3", 248 junior from District Heights, Maryland, the weak side linebacker.
Yeah, he's the free hitter. You're just going to see him replace out here and be in position when Cam Porter tries to progress gaps and bounce it outside. He progresses gaps with him. He's right there to meet him. One-on-one combat.
1,000-yard seasons at Ole Miss last couple of years. They'll give it to him, and he is gobbled up immediately. Jaishawn Barham, the Maryland transfer at linebacker. 2nd down and 8. At the 7. Henderson. A yard, maybe 2. Level and a quality run. Judkins, 8 carries, 43 yards. 1st and 10 at the Michigan 30. They give it to him again. Secondary from the pocket. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Howard under pressure, drops it off sideline. Henderson, and he'll go out of bounds.